Hey guys, came from 15, joined by my co-host, Throw Wolf, and we are back with another Summer of Anime 2023 review for you guys. I know I typically haven't talked about a bunch of stuff over this Summer of Anime. I'm trying to figure out, what do I need to harp down on after watching their first episodes, and what do I need? Obviously, I kind of have Masamune, which is my romance show this summer, but I also want to add another romance anime. Girl with Glasses is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
But I gotta look at the other animes that I haven't seen their episode ones, and if they're impressed me enough, then I'll probably do episode reviews for those. Obviously, One Piece. When I have time, I'll review One Piece and everything with what's going on there. But today, we're here to talk about an anime that obviously aired last week. We're finally getting to it because busy week and things like that, and I guess stuff like that in our personal lives. And that is pretty much, I guess the remaster of Rurouni Kenshin, an old time shonen show back in like I guess the 90s and everything. My co-host over here, he's watched the original anime, so he knows a lot more than I do. I'm kind of just a new blind person to this whole storyline.
Yeah. I'm sure after you watch this episode, you have like a lot of questions on like what's going on and stuff. But yes, I'll be pointing out like some stuff they're talking about, and like I'll also be pointing out some differences that they did in this new anime compared to like the older anime, because they made a lot of changes. But like a little bit of like character changes and even some new characters that have not like been in the older anime. But I do hope in the future that they'll bring back some of the older characters, like some returning characters. But yeah,
Well, again, it was a full 23-minute long episode, so I'm not gonna get every story point here, which I think that's good here in this episode because I got my co-host who's obviously knows his shit about this series. But obviously, the one thing is, this seems more than likely a solid remaster. The animation looks really good. Um, Looks impressive. I will give it that. And definitely intrigued to see where it's gonna go. But we pretty much start the episode off what I'm guessing is a flashback scene, where I guess we see Rurouni Kenshin, or at the time he's called, I think Hattori. No,
it's
Ito.
well, yeah, Hattori Batosai. It's
Yeah,
in the English terms, it's actually Batosai the Manslayer, which is I'm pretty sure it'll be easier for you to remember. Batosai the Manslayer. Because
yeah.
yeah, and
Um,
yeah, and already like right here, there's already some significant changes compared to like the older anime. The older anime, it started out with Karu actually narrating about the Batosai, the Manslayer. Yeah, and right here it's just straight to the point, like just showing like no narration, just shows a tension right there, standing menacingly over dead bodies.
yeah. And it seems like these guards are confronting him after he, I guess, did this act of killing these people. And you have this one guy just step up to the plate and he says like what division captain he is, and then
Oh yeah, he's his name is Hajime Saito. You're gonna want to remember him. He's kind of important, and yeah, he's the captain of the first order of the Shinsengumi.
there you go.
Shinsengumi, I believe I remember how to like pronounce that name. Yeah, he's gonna be quite the character later on in the future, and he's gonna be one of Kenshin's greatest rivals.
There you go. See, I meant I need to take notes. This might be the one series on YouTube. This man probably talks more than anything else.
Oh, shut up. uh, Perks of watching an anime over and over again, I guess. Then again,
So go ahead.
I only remember. I think I remember most of the first part of the anime. Probably later on in the future, you're gonna probably do most of the talking because it's been a while.
Well, we cut back to the present, and we pretty much, see modern day Rurouni Kenshin. He's wearing like a reddish type of outfit. In the past, he was wearing purplish outfit. And he's just kind of walking and everything, and then next thing you know, he's confronted by this girl named Kaoru. Um,
Haru Kameya.
okay.
Haru.
Okay, if I
Haru. Kaoru. Oh my god! Now you're getting me.
I'm gonna call her Kaoru. Is that fine? How do you pronounce her name?
Kaoru.
Karu?
Yeah, Kaoru, whatever.
So like freaking Vivi's bird duck thing.
I guess.
All right, then Karu.
Yeah, that's right.
Karu confronts Kenshin and she starts spewing this thing and stuff like that, and she's like
Yeah,
trying to
she's
challenge
she's
him.
saying, yeah, she's saying, she found about Tosai and all that, saying like, uh, you won't escape me this time. Kenshin looks at her confused, obviously, and she's like, "Don't play dumb. I know you're the one causing like the killing spree all over town, and considering that you have a sword in an era where swords are forbidden, yeah, that's when she strikes at him. He dodges for the most part, but then he hits his head in the corner.
Yeah, which I guess that's funny. I mean, you kind of see the dynamic. I'm already simping for Karu already with one episode in.
Yeah, I must say that this new Carol is actually much cuter than the older one.
Well, then, damn.
Yeah. Oh my god, I like Carol already, but I'm simping for her even more now.
No, okay, there you have
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And anyways, yeah, she walks up to him like, that was easy. Is this really the Batose the manslayer that people are talking about? And then yeah.
The police start blowing the
No,
whistles. Like, oh,
not
get
yet,
him,
dude.
stop him. And we see this big buff,
Cameron,
tall
Cameron,
guy.
Cameron, we're not there yet.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Gee.
uh, after Karu takes Kenshin down, Kenshin says, "I'm a Rurouni," which, for people who don't know, Rurouni is actually a Japanese word for a wanderer. Yeah, he's a wanderer, and yeah, he says like, yeah, I have not killed anyone. Like, I mean, we all know he kills people back then.
Yeah.
And he says, I have no idea what kind of killing you're talking about. It's like, but Kaoru pointed out the sword right on his right on his hip, and he holds it out to her. She pulls it out, and it turns out it's a reverse blade sword. So yeah, it's like the part where it's supposed to cut people, like it's completely like a dull, like it's not like sharp. So,
Yeah. And she say like, oh, there was like no point made that he actually killed somebody with this sword.
yeah, it was good as new. Which goes to show you, after that one war he just had in the flashback, he gave up on killing completely.
So, yes, then we get the police
Yes, then we get the police.
confronted by this big gigantic buff guy wearing a mask calling himself Hattori Baka, the legend guy.
Let's just make things easier for you by calling him Batosai the Manslayer.
I'm just gonna call him Batusai. This guy's mopping the floor with all the policemen. Now you have Karu come in and try to stop the dude, but she gets taken down pretty easily. She gets like cut on the arm, and it looks like she's gonna get like, I guess, sliced or hurt worse. But then Rurouni shows up and saves her, and pretty much is saying like, "Hey, I don't think you should be getting involved in this. You're hurt, too. You're not as skilled as, I guess, a regular swordsman, so don't put yourself in harm's way at doing this." But she's like, well, whatever. Eventually the police kind of chase the guy off, and they obviously have to run because he's not allowed to have his sword out, I guess, in this time period. So he pretty much carries her, which is funny. He like freaking, it's like a damn I'm trying to think of the anime. There's another anime where a guy character did to a girl character, and the girl character's like, "Put me down! Why are you doing this?" I'm trying to think of
Pirate Princess?
Huh?
Is it Fena Pirate Princess, or am I thinking?
I think it is Fena Pirate Princess. When the dude freaking picked her up, or something like that. Or it was also in another anime. I remember it was one anime where the guy character actually slapped the girl's butt too. I forgot what it was. It's a show that I watched too.
Demon Slayer. Uzui Tengen slapped.
Oh, owie! Yes, I remember that.
Anyways, oh my god.
Can't wait to talk
That,
about
that,
that moment in
that, that,
season
that's
two.
that's how you know Uzui Tengen is a playboy. Anyways,
But she's
uh,
an underage girl, bro.
yeah, and back on putting out some differences. Right here, the big brawny guy, well, obviously it's the same as the old anime. He as he's getting chased by the police, he keeps announcing himself as Batose the Manslayer as he's running away. Yes, and as for Kaoru, after he runs away, she actually passes out in Kenshin's arms. She didn't scream like "Put me down, put me down." To the whole point to the back to her place. That's another difference compared to the anime.
Yeah, so he takes her back to her dojo pretty much. Sees like the different names of her family lineage, and she goes on to explain like how the dojo's been operating throughout the years. Like it was something pretty much passed down through her family line, mostly through her father. At the same time, she's also getting healed by this guy named
Kihei.
Kihei.
Yeah.
We later find out is a sleazeball.
Another difference. Kihei did not exist in the old anime.
Interesting.
Yeah, Kihei did not exist in the old anime.
Well, it seems like there's gonna be a difference in some things. So thank you for pointing that point out.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go more into the whole thing about her family line.
Yeah. She when she talks about it, like she says her father basically made this dojo like for his like ideal of a sword that saves lives and not take them. Yes, and she mentioned like her father was actually took part of some kind of war that was not mentioned in the old anime. Actually, that's another difference.
Okay.
Yes, and she also mentioned that there were like 10 other students that used to come here, but ever since this so-called fake Batosai the Manslayer started on a killing spree, they all stopped coming. I cannot speak today.
Get your mind out of the gutter first things first. Second, they all dipped and they's like, peace. I want nothing to do with this, and I don't want to lose my life.
Yes, I cannot speak today. Anyways,
That's okay. You think I'm three-timing, just taking 3 girls out to a baseball game, but it's all right. It's fine.
What has that got to do with?
I don't know. Maybe
Wow.
I'm painting in real life. I don't know. Speak.
God, you better hope your friends don't see this video. Anyways,
I don't think they will.
Kaoru. No, after Kaoru says all that, Kenshin mentioned, well, regardless, you better stop your night hunting from now on. It's pretty obvious that this guy is far stronger than you are. And yes, and as you can see, Kaoru was a little frustrated by his words. And but Kenshin also mentioned admitting that someone is stronger than you is part of being a swordsman. And Kaoru also like expresses once again like how her father like made this dojo and to create a life-giving sword instead of a life-taking sword. And Kaoru even like snapped at Kenshin, saying like you're just a wanderer. Don't assume you understand the kind of frustration I'm getting right now. And Kenshin also said, but well, regardless, with that arm right now, you won't be able to do much. Anyways, as he started walking out, he said one last thing before he left. If your father is what he said, what you say he is, he wouldn't. He
pretty much wouldn't appreciate her losing her life just to fight a meaningless battle for her.
Yeah, he wouldn't like be fighting for his deals if it means losing his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's gonna be some sort of thing throughout this story where he doesn't want her to fight, so she can be safe or something. I guess.
You'll see where the story goes, but yeah, after he left, old man Kihei finishes mending her wound and says, Miss Caro, you shouldn't open up to people like him. People, wanderers like him are failures in life. Like,
Yeah. She also seems like she's taking an interest in the guy, and that leads us like to the next day where he ends up getting arrested by the cops. Obviously, she shows up at the last second, and then the cops are like, "Wait a second, we
actually,
know you from yesterday."
actually, it's not the next day; it's a few days later. It says.
Oh, well, my bad. Jeez, thank you for correcting me. I don't take the notes. But Kihei ends up like getting them both out the jam by saying, "Oh, it's okay, it's all right." And then the police are like, "All right, we'll let you off though this time, but next time it's fair game. We ain't gonna be so lenient."
Yes, another difference in the anime that those kind of interactions never happened. Yes, and yes, after that, after the police left, Kenshin basically thanked Kihei for getting him out of that jam, and and Haru also did some investigating and found out like there's like some dark conspiracies going on in some area where there used to be a dojo, and yeah, and they spoke rumors of a 6.5 foot tall man, like leading that area, and that one area that used to be a dojo is actually a place full of thugs and stuff.
Yeah. She also asked him like, "Hey, if you need a place to stay, I guess you can stay over for the night." And obviously, she's getting all flustered and well, I wouldn't say she's getting flustered, but you can tell like, oh, she's taking an interest in the man.
Yeah, after she said, yeah, if you want, you can stay over. But then he says, well, I actually have some errands to run, but I'll come back another day. But then Carol stops him, saying, well, about the other day, I just wanted to thank you, and I'm sorry for what I said and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, fever.
Yeah. But then obviously that's kind of the thing right then and there. But anyways, we find out what his job is, and I guess it was to find out the little whereabouts that Karu made a mention about. And obviously he's like, "Oh, is everybody in there? Is anybody in there? Please wake up!" And the dude opens the friggin' door. He's like, "Dude, shut the fuck up!" Pretty much. What are you doing here? And obviously, this gang of people come around and they look to jump Kenshin, but we know he kicks all their asses anyways. In the meantime, we head back to Karu's dojo, and all of a sudden, she's confronted by the fake Batosai. This also leads into the full fact that we found out that Kihei was a sniveling bitch.
Yes. Let me give you guys a better rundown. Kihei comes in first, saying he has to.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right.
He has the thing to sell the dojo. Haru was confused, obviously, because she made it clear to him that she doesn't want to sell the dojo, and he says, "Well, it's all signed up now. All they need is your print, and then we'll be good." And then Kihei let the fake Batosai in, which turns out to be his younger brother. Which yes, forgot his name. God damn it.
Batosai.
His name, not his.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name. I forgot his name too. But regardless, we see how Karu tries to fight her way out of this, but no, dude pretty much grabs her They cut her little thumb to like leave the blood imprint on there, so it's like, oh, transference of things, and it looks like she's gonna lose everything. At probably the same time too, with these anime, well, I wouldn't say with these animes, but with these men, sometimes they're like, you know what, we could kill a girl, or we could save her for pleasure and things like that, which I thought they were gonna go that direction too. But obviously Kenshin comes in the nick of time to save her, and pretty much he's like, so, what's going on here? Sadly, this ain't gonna happen. Pretty much, he kicks all their asses, like, and he's doing it with like one swipe of his sword, pretty much.
You were really wrecking through it, aren't you?
I'm sorry I forget some story points.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
Yeah. The stuff he was rushing through. Yes. Kaoru was about to like lose everything, and then there was a loud thud in the back. They see one of their guys collapse, and of course, yes, there's Kenshin right there. He says, "Well, good thing I made it here in time. I've been told everything that was going on and stuff." And the fake Batosai is saying stuff like, "What are you gonna spat out some naive thoughts about swords that save lives and stuff?" Then Kenshin is like, "No, a sword is to kill people. No matter how you sugarcoat it, that is the truth. What Kaoru says is nothing but lies that only the ones that haven't been stained by blood can say and stuff." And yeah, Kaoru, like, she didn't know how to take that, but then Kenshin says, "But to be honest, I rather prefer her naive lies rather than truth, and did I do?" And he hopes that someday that lie will be something for everyone to live by. And yes, after that, that's when he starts kicking butt and stuff.
Yep. He ends up getting to the fake Batsusai and pretty much takes him down with ease, saving Kaoru. Also takes down
He literally shit himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So after that whole situation is over, he pretty much explains to Kaoru like, well, he rips up the thing with her blood and everything, and he's like, listen, well, my job is pretty much done. I'm gonna go do what I typically do, and that's me being a Rurouni, so I'm going on to the next
Oh, that's not what he said, but
go ahead, you take.
Well, first he apologized to Kaoru, saying, "Well, I'm sorry, Kaoru. I didn't mean to lie or hide anything from you. It's just I didn't want you knowing something if you didn't have to. That's all." Then he's about to walk out and stuff.
Yes. But then she's like, "But don't you need a place to stay?" And I'm like, "Oh no."
Yeah. Then he says, "Well, I would advise against that. You wanna clear your name, don't you? And if you have the real Patose right here, you're gonna have some problems." But then Kaoru says, "I'm not talking about the Patose. I'm talking about you, the Wanderer. I want you to stay and help me." And as you can see, she's clearly flustered and stuff.
Yes.
But then she turns around saying, "Well, if you want to leave, leave. But at least tell me your name before you go."
Yep. Go ahead.
Yes. She hears the door close, but then she hears Kenshin Himura. That's him. And
and then he offers to stay, and I'm like, "Oh, cool! We get to see him pipe her up." No, I'm just playing.
In the future, yeah.
All right, calm down there, buddy.
And yeah, and thus beginning of the tale of Kenshin Himura, the Wanderer. But before the episode ends, it shows like Kaoru saying, "Wait, if you're from that era, how are you over 30 with a face like that?"
So, I guess we'll find out next week. But hey, solid start to this episode. So solid start. I think, for my co-host, I can't speak. I think this seems like this episode made him happy and it fulfilled all his pleasures that he wanted of this show.
honestly, I hope this anime does good because it's an old masterpiece from back then.
It probably will.
I hope so.
Who knows? Maybe it might be this version's Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai for the next few years.
I mean, technically, it was given the Hunter x Hunter treatment.
I guess so. If you want to be like that, then yeah.
Mhm.
Well, any final things? We covered everything.
That's it. Only I know that the next episode will involve the boy Yahiko. So,
Well, okay. I guess we'll be fighting over Karu, but he probably already claimed Karu anyway. So what do I know?
yeah.
Anyways, well let's fight over new gen Karu.
Rock paper scissors. Wait, no. I'm not gonna.
Why
I'm
not
gonna
rock
risk it.
paper scissors? Damn it!
I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk it.
Oh, if you lose, you still have old gen.
It's the same thing. Well, only actually, that's another difference I forgot to point out. Actually, that the old Karu is actually not as what is the word? She's not as
She's not much. She doesn't seem much as a damsel in distress.
no. She doesn't doubt as much as like because here in the new one she has her doubts that this fake Batosa is actually the Batosa from back then.
Uh-huh.
Yes, in the old one, she had like zero doubt that was the real Batosai. She's one of those characters like she just rushes into things like.
Well. Anyways, I guess we'll be moving on to the next episode when tomorrow comes. I guess if we get it up that early. But, anyways, we're gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on the first episode of the remaster of Rurouni Kenshin, and things like that. Hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Kenshin content or any other anime content I upload to the channel, and things like that. But till then, guys, we're gonna get out of here, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.